Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm keep looking at Garry Kasparov's top 15 best chess games. Do take time to like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel. If you're already subscribed, then do press the bell icon for future notifications. And if you like my work, then do consider supporting me on Patreon and PayPal. You'll find the links in the description because your support is my motivation which keeps me going. So yesterday I looked at game number 9 from the series, which was the game between Yemsune Nito and Garry Kasparov, and he was black, so forgot to flip the board of his best chess game as black. So now I've flipped the board already, and this is another game which he played against Vladimir Kramnik, and this was a blitz game, but I still liked the way he has played this game. It was pretty amazing to see. So there we go. Kramnik is white, Kasparov is black. We start with d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight c3. Is it Grunfeld? No, it's King's Indian. e4, d6, knight f3. By the way, my tone wasn't surprising. My tone was expecting. So I'm continuing. So castles, bishop e2. This is on main line. e5, and if you think that takes, knight takes, then knight takes this pawn, and the bishop will attack the knight. So material will be there will be parity. So d5 closing the center, a5 stopping b4 so that white does not solidify its claim in the center. And now bishop g5, pinning this way, and this bishop cannot come in between because it's developed on g7 square. But h6, bishop tucks back to h4, knight a6, he also castles, bishop d7, knight e2, knight c5. So pretty much standard stuff, nothing spectacular up till now. b3 was played, and now was the moment where spectacular move was played. And can you guess the move? Well, if you found it out, brilliant. And if you want to enjoy the show, it's knight takes e4. And you guess the knight? Knight f takes e4, opening this line, and Kasparov sacrificing his queen as early as game move 12. Ooh. Kramnik takes the queen, and now knight takes c3, attacking this queen. So he has got a knight for a queen. Queen has to keep defending that bishop on e2, so he plays queen e1. Rook f to d8, rook f takes d8. Now so he has got two minor pieces and a pawn. So if you break it down, that's worth roughly worth 7 points against queen's 9. And the position is already dizzy here for, of course, for probably knight b1, and things are still unclear because this bishop is looking directly at this rook, and it's pretty important. And also it's a blitz game, so it's not easy to analyze in that depth. But even for a blitz game, this game was well worth watching. So Kramnik plays rook c1 to get rid of that knight, and now knight takes another pawn. So he has two pawns and two pieces, which is worth 8 points against his queen's 9. So although it looks like he's a pawn down, but he has a bishop pair as well to compensate for that, and a good knight on c5. Rook comes to a1, knight goes back to b4, very important move. And one of the major points is that one of these knights will land on d3. So bishop d1, stopping this knight c2, and now e4. So punch one after another, and this, look at this queen, it's so cramped up. its function is almost nothing here. And as I said, one of these knights go to d3, and already e4 is unleashing this bishop on this rook. It's already uncomfortable, Kramnik. Rook b1, he has to play that. And now rook e8, putting this rook behind this pawn, giving it more protection. Not only that, he has almost shut this queen here, so Kramnik had to bring the queen out in order to make its presence feel. f5, so solidifying this f pawn, and it's very difficult. Even though white has a queen, but how can white play this position? It's still not convincing. This bishop is crammed, and because of knight c2, and then that queen might be running very low on squares if that happens. So he plays h4. Okay, probably king h1 would have been a better move, with the ideas of, let's say, any knight dropping here, but then you can try to exchange that and try to get rid of one of these knights who's creating a mess, maybe. But Kasparov doesn't take his foot off the pedal and puts a lot of pressure on Kramnik, plays rook f8, preparing f4, because this pawn is defended by the knight, and that f4 push will be attacking the queen. So little by little, and what does this do? This initiates a pawn storm on the king side, and with h4 being played, this would mean that this king will have only two pawns in front of it rather than this third one who could protect his king, and that's a very tricky situation. So g3 is stopping f4, rook a to e8, probably again preparing to play one of these knights here, and to play f4. Well, who knows. And with this move g3, Kramnik's intention is to break open this king side of his own, and let's say he would like to play h5, then bishop takes, and that would be better for Kramnik, probably. And with better, I would say that it would have relieved Kramnik rather than created some winning chances or so, because there is already too much pressure on Kramnik with one, as I said, one of these knights here, this open bishop. Look at this queen, how many squares it is controlling, and this backward bishop, rooks aren't connected, and this knight also is running very low on squares. So much compensation giving up for a queen. And king g2, he prepares this rook h1, probably f3 to get rid of one of these, or probably queen takes, not bishop takes. Maybe that could have been better to relieve some tension, but still that would have been, even that wouldn't have been better for white. And Kasparov plays knight b d3, solidifying its knight's position. Brilliant move. And now if Kramnik tries to play rook h1, perhaps that would be a better choice. But instead he plays rook g1. I do not know, must be a blackout moment, or must be a mouse slip, but it's 1994. How on earth that can be a mouse slip? This is somewhat a mouse slip move. You want to play rook h1, but you end up playing rook g1, and f4. Wow, brilliant idea. Attacking the queen, taking a lot of squares away. This has to be taken, otherwise f3 check. Well, queen e2 would be the only move from where queen is not attacked, and as I said, f3 check. A fork will pick the queen, so pawn has to be taken, and now rook takes f4. More pressure. You can see even second rook might join the game, and also attacking this pawn on h4. So Kramnik pushes pawn h5. Kasparov doesn't want any complications by opening the position, so he closes it by g5. Good move. Rook to f1, protecting the pawn on f2. Now rook h4, locking this file for this king, which means that if rook f8, things can turn very dangerous indeed. Rook h1 offering the trade of rooks. Kasparov is having nothing of it. Probably knight f4 would have been better. Knight f4 check would have been better, but still rook f4 is also better. And now rook f1. So Kramnik is relying on repeating the moves, and as I said, Kasparov is having none of it. Rook e f8. Now more pressure on f2 square, so f3, and now rook h4, again locking this file. And if you play this, then knight f4 check will be the killer, because then this capture also comes into play. F takes e4, now knight f4 check, and now king is running on a hunt. King g1, and now other knight joins the party. So when we talk about giving up a queen and what play do you have, you can see what is this rook doing, what is this knight doing, what is this bishop doing. The only two players, or I should say two white pieces, which are contributing to king's defense are this queen and this rook. No pawns in front of the king, and tremendous compensation, tremendous attacking compensation for a queen. This is tremendous. Might see if something nasty happens, bishop d4 would be the ideal move that Kasparov would like to play, although not possible at the moment, but still that would be great. So Kramnik tries to make this knight play, and to remove all the tension in the center if there is, e5, and then knight takes e5. Rook c1, rook h3 attacking the queen, knight f3, and now g4. So the knight is pinned, so he has to give, because the queen didn't have any good decent squares and a lot of pieces were acting. There was already threat of playing rook g3 and so on. So knight takes e5, he gives up his queen, and look at the material. How much material does Kasparov have? Two rooks for two rooks, knight for knight, bishop for bishop. He has not only a piece up, but he has piece and two pawns. So basically he's 5 points up in this position with this exposed king, not to forget, and this passer also creating some deadly threats. But he takes the piece, so he's 2 pawns up in the position. But now comes knight h3 check, and things are already looking very shaky. We cannot move here because rook takes will be the end. So king g2, keeping an eye on his rook, and rook takes f1, king takes f1, g3, so he's pushing its passer, and the basic move, or I should say good move, would have been to play just bishop g4, attack this knight and try to have some play, try to bring this rook here. Maybe that could have been better option, but king g2 makes things really easy, because after knight f4 check, Kramnik resigned the game. Wow, if king g1, then rook e1 is mate. But let's see what happens after king f1. But then comes g2, king f2 is the only move, rook h3, and if you try any antiques with knight f6 check, well, that doesn't help. You just take off the knight. So knight would come back and just take the piece. That's it. No defense. Bishop e2 might be just to have a good save, but then bishop d4 check, and you cannot stop. Once the pawn queens, it will be end of the world. You block with bishop, takes, and rook h1 will be mate. Let me take you through that. Bishop f1, queen takes, king takes, and there we go. Checkmate on the board. But it came down to this. After knight f4 check, Kramnik resigned, and wow, this shows that even if you're a queen down, if you find compensation in the position, then it will be end of the world for your opponent. And this was a Blitz tournament, Blitz game. I don't feature Blitz game, but such was the quality of this game that it comes in the list of Garry Kasparov's top 15 games, right at number 8. So that was from today. I hope you liked the video. I hope you liked my analysis. Tomorrow I will be bringing you uh, game 7 from the series. Till then, thanks for watching. Stay safe. Cheers. Bye.